Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump hosting those events in the western part of the country. Some of them included private fundraisers, the lifeblood of any presidential campaign. Of course, we're talking about the money here. These fundraisers can help candidates reach voters through advertising, travel, merch, and hiring additional staff. With campaign costs in the millions, sometimes even reaching billions of dollars. But is all of that really necessary? And where is this money actually going? So for more, I'm joined now by Axios congressional reporter Juliegrace Brufke. Juliegrace, it's so good to see you. I know we spent a lot of time on Capitol Hill together. I want to talk about the race now ahead of November election. So Trump and Harris are neck and neck in the polls. But when it comes to fundraising, who's actually ahead there?
Well, right now we've seen a huge influx in fundraising for Harris, and I think there's this new excitement with the new ticket. And under Biden, there was kind of more of a struggle to kind of get donors to pour money into the campaign, and the dynamics have kind of completely changed in recent weeks.
And Juliegrace, we know that political groups supporting former President Donald Trump, they have spent a lot of money on legal fees just in the past year alone. So does the former president now have some extra cash to redirect toward the campaign, given the fact that another trial is probably pretty unlikely before November?
No, I think to a little bit, and he's in Jackson Hole today raising money. But Democrats have been heavily outspending Republicans. I think it's $325 million to something $181 million on political advertising this cycle. So Democrats have kind of been focusing a lot of that on their digital spending, kind of reaching a younger demographic. And I feel like politicians often use kind of the digital strategy to fundraise. And I think the Republicans are kind of, now that there's a new ticket, kind of recalibrating on their strategy and have kind of spent more heavily, focused their dollars on broadcast advertisements.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the campaign strategy and then also just the advertising strategy as well. They're shifting their focus given that they now have a new Democratic ticket in this race. How effective are these political ads in attracting new voters?
I think to some extent. I mean, when you're kind of inundated on social media and watching TV, obviously, I mean, campaign season, we see a million ads. And I think eventually kind of that messaging does kind of set in for voters. And I think they're kind of trying to figure out who they're targeting on that. And it seems like Republicans have kind of focused on broadcast and kind of older demographics. We know watch cable news, and I feel like we've seen an uptick in younger voters with an enthusiasm for the Harris ticket, and they've kind of managed to kind of tap into that with the way they've been strategizing on their where they're focusing their ads.
Yeah, they've really also been leaning into that TikTok strategy we have seen. All right, Juliegrace, so good to see you. I'll see you back up on Capitol Hill soon, my friend.